The Morning Dish.
He's the hardest working man in show business. His band's music takes you into the midnight hours. And when you wake up, his voice is back on your radio alarm clock. How on earth did this happen?
Well, Jeff saw me taking out the trash at the radio station.
And he won another award.
But this one is better.
I'm your boogie man. That's what I am.
It's The Morning Dish with the 2019 Radio Personality of the Year winner, Stephen Phillips.
You paying attention to this, Packy?
And Murphy's own Sherry Raines.
Yeah, you must have given horseback passes to the right guy, Stephen.
Well, giddy up.
And Packy Smith's Shetland pony is right alongside.
You guys know these demo tapes don't just edit themselves together, right?
Well, all right.
3 cheers for Stephen Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All right, folks, we're back with you. We have got the original Dirk Diggler actor and later on turned into the Boogie Nights. Michael Stein, good morning. How are you, sir?
How you doing, Steve?
Man, I'm hanging in there. How about you, brother?
It's Friday. I'm ready to go, man. I love it.
Yeah, Friday. It's over. You got like the weekend. Do you take the weekend off or do you work all weekend?
No, well, I never work. I mean, I work all the time, but I have fun, you know. So I'm like, I'm living mi vida loca. I mean, I get to do, you know, my work is, I'm just partying all the time, I guess.
That's the way.
But
yeah.
It's the morning dish, right? This is the morning dish.
That's
You're right, man. This is going to actually end your career. This is it. It's over with.
I love it. I'm ready to eat. Fridays and Saturdays is when I do barbecue, because I live in Texas now. I don't live in L.A. anymore. So I get to I'm doing barbecue, and I get to cook. And Fridays and Saturdays when I do all my cooking. And I work during the week for my regular business. I do my podcasting, recording on Fridays.
Oh, okay, that works out good. But now you're the on the Dirk Diggler. You was actually the original dude.
The original Boogie Nights was called the Dirk Diggler story,
right?
And he was the star.
You want to hear the whole fast track story of
Sure.
the whole thing?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the whole real quick story because I know what you're going to want to hear. Because I'll tell you why I'm doing the podcast. I do a podcast called Long Shot Leaders.
Right.
Because I'm a long shot. So I come from a long line of long shots. My grandmother escaped the Russian concentration camps. My dad was a New York street kid. He was homeless, and then he became a multimillionaire to only become homeless again. And then I was a long shot because I wasn't even supposed to be born. I was a premature kid. My mom was trying to hold on to my dad, who was a crazy lifestyle kind of guy. He was like the Jack Horner character in Boogie Nights,
right?
Which my friend Paul Thomas Anderson kind of loosely portrayed his caricature on that. And he was famous for living crazy and having crazy parties in L.A. And then I wasn't supposed to be around. So then I wasn't a healthy kid. I wasn't a smart kid. And I said, but I want to be an actor and an entrepreneur. So then my tutor in high school said, why don't you work with your hands? Because I'm not so sure about you. So I ended up trying to do a business that totally failed my day after I graduated high school. But then a year later, I became a nightclub promoter, and I became kind of pseudo-famous in L.A. I was the #1 nightclub promoter in L.A., and then I met Paul, who was just a kid making videos, Paul Thomas Anderson, who says, hey, he goes, I need to drive home, because we had my girlfriend and his girlfriend were sisters, and he goes, drive me home. So I said, all right, I'll pick you up. And I was doing stand-up comedy before I even did nightclubs. So I'm rolling. I crack him up. I make him laugh all night, and I drop him off. And 2 days later, he says, look, I want you to be in a short film I'm doing. This was 1988. He goes, it's about the rise and fall of a porno star named Dirk Diggler. And I said, I'm in. I don't care. I just want to be an actor. So then, first of all, he doesn't have a car. Right. He's living out of his parents' house. Now I go to his house, and he's setting up like a little production meeting. And he says, all right, this is what we're going to do. You know, there's pre-production, post-production. Okay, great. So then the Dirk Diggler story is basically different Boogie Nights. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys know what Spinal Tap is, the movie Spinal Tap.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what the Dirk Diggler story, it was like Spinal Tap. And then it was the rise and fall of Dirk Diggler, and I did all that, and then it became, kind of famous in its own little right because it won an American Film Institute award. It was just done on video. Right. It was really great. You could see it online. So then he eventually wrote it into a feature length. We would talk about, for years we would talk about Dirk Diggler and all that stuff, and then it became. He said, "Look, we're not going to do a documentary style became Boogie Nights as you know it, and which I appear in as well. I'm the stereo shop customer that Don Cheadle tries to sell me a stereo.
That's
Boogie
right.
Nights.
But this guy was actually on, like the Burt Reynolds part was actually based after your father, right?
Not based, no. Basically, my dad, the Burt Reynolds part is like 4 characters. I know Quentin Tarantino talks about it. It's another director, but it's not. It's basically a mixture of Jack. Jack Horner was Bob Ridgely, who was an actor. You've seen him in Philadelphia Story and a bunch of other movies. Or Philadelphia. It's loosely on his character. It's on Paul's dad. It's on my dad, who I'll tell you my dad's parts. So you know the Amber Waves. She's in the Boogie Nights. She's the main character. I forgot.
Lead actress.
Lead. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Lead actress. So she does all the artwork on the walls and everything. That's my dad's girlfriend, at the time, that was her. My dad had a house called the Greenhouse where there was sheer carnality, Steve. I'm telling you, you would not believe what went on in this. It was famous in circles in Hollywood that my dad had. So I showed Paul these pictures of, the parties.
Yeah.
And the artwork, and he had the greenhouse, everything. He had a green Cadillac, a green house, green carpet, green artwork on the walls. Everything was green. And I said, Dad, why is everything green? And he goes, because it's the color of money and color of love.
Oh.
So he would call all his ladies, all these ladies, he called them lady friends. So Jack Horner, he says, this is my lady friend. And because the art on the walls and the big party house and all that, that was my dad's influence because Paul and my dad loved each other. So that's that part of the story.
Wow.
So my whole long shot story, though, is when I saw Paul make Boogie Nights, or what that was his second film, when he did this film called Heart 8. I said, I'm going to do the same thing. I said, I did a short film. At first, I did a documentary on the history of house music, because when I was a nightclub promoter, so I'm going to tour around the United States and do documentaries, and I did that. And then I left my nightclub business to be an actor and a filmmaker.
Right.
And after I took my savings, I was totally broke. I said, I'm going to make a film. And I did an award-winning short film called Rituals and Resolutions.
Right.
And I almost got a movie deal just like Paul. And I couldn't get the movie deal because by the late 90s, the heyday of the filmmakers like Tarantino and Wes Anderson, Paul Anderson, all that was kind of dried up a little bit. And I got close. I can't blame it on that, but I got close, so no movie deal. I said, screw Hollywood. I'm going to make my own movie called Love Hollywood Style. No one had ever going to let me make this movie. It's going to be like Kentucky Fried Movie meets American Beauty. It's going to be crazy. And then I said, the only one problem is I don't have any money. I'm broke.
We know that feeling.
I was broke. I was so poor, I had to borrow money from the poor.
Yeah.
So then I said, all right, great. I'm going to start my own business. I said, I want to do something on the internet. This is late 1999. I said, everybody's doing something on the internet. So I had started a tarp business. Don't ask me why, tarps. So
that goes along with
everybody
Boogie Nights. Yeah, I'm with you. I see the connection.
Yeah, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody needs tarps.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to see a movie about porno business.
Yeah.
I fit the connection right there.
Yeah.
So then I start selling it, and it blows up. Then I say, I'm not in the tarp business. I'm in the movie business. So then I make this movie, and with Faye Dunaway, Andy Dick, and Coolio, and a crazy cast, and all these other film actors that you've seen, because they respect my earlier work. I almost go broke doing that, and afterwards I said, you know what? Screw Hollywood. And then I moved out to Austin, Texas, because I was sick of the California state income tax, and
yeah, I'm with you on that.
That's the Reader's Digest version of where I'm at today.
Well,
and then I decided to do Long Shot Leaders podcast because I wanted to tell stories of people like myself who are long shots that have found success.
Well, that's really cool, man. I like your podcast too. Yeah. So now, how do they want to listen to your podcast? How do they get to that?
Well, you can just go anywhere podcasts are available and just go to longshotleaders.com. That's my website, but you can go to Longshot Leaders with Michael Stein, and you'll find the podcast, or go to longshotleaders.com.
Right.
Literally, I just
we
typed
only
in your
been doing it a
name.
month.
Yeah. It comes up when you type in your name and podcast. They all come up, so easy to find.
Awesome.
Yeah, that works out
and
good.
basically, we just had a Holocaust survivor. We just started a month ago. We had a Holocaust survivor. I'm interviewing a guy today. He escaped Africa, and now he's like a multi-millionaire. I mean, we got actors, Academy Award. We just had Carl Gottlieb, who wrote Jaws. I got Jeff Ark, who wrote Sleepless in Seattle. I got a lot of film people because I come from film.
Right.
But we also have people of all walks of life.
Well, that's cool, man. That's cool. I mean, you've got a neat story. There's no doubt, especially with all this going on with the Boogie Nights and all the way back with your dad. Your dad was.
If I peel the onion for you, it gets crazier. But I just wanted to give you. I know we're on limited time today.
Yeah.
I wanted to give you the Reader's Digest version.
And we're on a family-friendly show, so we appreciate that.
That's right. I'm aware of that. It's not my first rodeo.
There you go.
Hey,
You're all out there in Georgia, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're out here.
Are you guys in Georgia near the city, or are you near the country?
We're in the country, baby. Yep, we're up here in the country.
Well, let me talk to your fans a little bit, you people out there. I live in Georgetown, Texas. You guys know where Georgetown, Texas is?
Yes, I do.
It's beautiful out here. I've been out here for about 11 years. And I'll tell you what, do they have good barbecue out in Georgia?
Oh,
No.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
No.
Yes, they do.
No, no.
Now, who's the wonderful lady I hear? Who's that?
I'm Sherry, and I'm from Texas, where brisket is king, and you get up here, and they want this pulled pork and vinegar-based sauce, and it's killing me, man. It's killing me.
Sherry knows what she's talking about, Steve. I'll tell you what, because I'm all fired up. It's Friday, and this is when I do my cooking.
There you go.
So I got a smoker on layaway. I got a smoker, custom smoker being made for me right now, and I moved from L.A. See, when you're poor, I grew up a poor kid in a rich neighborhood. See,
Right.
my dad lost all his money, right?
Right.
So then I'm telling you, we were like the Beverly Hills Hillbillies. We were like the Encino. I grew up in Encino. We were like the Encino Jubilees. You saw just nothing but like old cars, like when my dad had money, old Cadillacs and stuff, and everybody had money around us. So when I left L.A. and I had money, I found this property, 10 acres. So not a ranch, but it's a ranchette that's surrounded by a river. I got a custom barbecue area we're making in the back of this property, and it's going to be something special. And Sherry, if you like barbecue,
I do.
You what, I'm all fired up because it's the weekend.
We will be there. You just let us know when the barbecue grill gets there.
Well,
We'll be there.
you're north of Austin, and Austin is blowing up right now. I mean, real estate is insane down there. So if you
I'm
get
lucky
broke,
when
you
I
can
got
always
it.
lose. You can always sell your place if you get broke again and make a lot of money. So, just saying.
Hey, I left L.A. for all those high prices. It's getting expensive. Austin's getting expensive.
I know, it's crazy.
Georgetown, it's the suburb. I don't know if you're familiar with L.A., but I live in like the Calabasas of like Austin. You know, Calabasas is in L.A. And it's getting expensive out here, you know. But where you guys are at? What town are you guys in?
We're in a little town. I'll tell you how I tell everybody where we're at. The end of the Appalachian Trail is right here in our backyard in Georgia.
You got good hunting and fishing out there?
Oh, Lord, yeah, man. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Beautiful mountains. Blue Ridge Mountains with beautiful lakes, too, right in the middle of it. It's beautiful. Yep, it's absolutely. You have to get out here.
Not to self-promote too much, but I will tell you, I own a tarp business on top of the other things I do. I'm still a filmmaker. I'm still a stand-up comedian. I do all that, but the main business is what brings home the bread and butter is the tarp business, Tarp Plus. And I will tell you, in about a year from now, we have a product being launched out, and it's going to be like the Yeti of tarps. And everybody, it's going to be for hunting and fishing. And I love all of that. I love that brand. I love that style. I love the people in the rural areas when you go hunting, fishing. And just there's a camaraderie around. There's a whole unspoken kind of like, aura around, people in small and rural America that, and that's why I like the product that we sell.
Well, I know one thing. We're going to come out there and you get that barbecue. We got to get to a break, brother. Tell everybody how they can get up with you one more time.
Wait, I have one question.
Okay.
This is important.
Yeah.
Mesquite or hickory?
Man, that's like saying, what do you like better, carbs or protein?
No, mesquite's king.
Okay, I'll give you an answer. It's the oak. It's that Franklin. He cooks with oak.
Yeah, but it just doesn't have enough flavor. You throw a little applewood with that mesquite. Oh man, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Good
I got
stuff.
an apple tree out here that died, and I cooked for like a couple months with applewood. So I would say mesquite with applewood, not bad at all.
There
we
go.
go.
Well, you're from Texas. I'm just a newbie out here. I've only been out for 10 or 11 years. You probably were born out here.
I lived out there from the time I was about 4. So, and I'm old now, but I'm here now. So.
There you go. She's here with us.
I'm
Give us that information
transplant.
where they can get up with you, man.
All right, Steve, here you go. It's Long Shot Leaders. You can go to Long Shot Leaders. Look for anywhere podcasts are about Long Shot Leaders with Michael Stein, or you can go to longshotleaders.com. Hey, if you've got a long shot story, if you came from nothing and made something out of your life, and then
Steven.
something that's special, we'll put you on the show. We want to hear from you, long shot stories.
Yeah. I got one for you. I'll call you
You
later.
got one for me?
Oh, Lord. All right, man.
Come on, let's do it, man.
All right, man. We're going to jump off here and get to a break. I appreciate you, Mike.
Well,
We'll
good
get you back
talking to you.
on, man. You got a lot going on, brother.
Oh,
All right, man. Take care.
thanks.
Thank you for listening. This is Stephen Phillips, host of The Morning Dish. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we have a lot more interviews out there to listen to. Plus, you can listen online every morning at WJULradio.com or Lake 97.7 WJUL. And give us a like on our Facebook page, The Morning Dish.